of yesterday or today, there must be a commitment on its settlement. Senator Sifuna. Mr. Chairman, if you indulge me, I completed. I'd forgotten something on that 109. I think the senators, view is the same explanation we get from Trans Nzoia, that because of insufficiency of funds, people are just being paid net salaries. Paid net salary, and therefore these other deductions. Actually, the money was not being deducted, so it was not that because the funds were not sufficient. So you just pay a salary, and then all these other deductions, including even pay as you earn. People are not paying, and that's why sometimes we get even penalties from KRA. As I said, we're not running out from this. Do you agree with that explanation? I do. How do you agree with it? Because when you make requisitions from the control of budget, your requisition grows. This is current, Mr. Chairman. We're talking about municipal councils and county councils. They were just paying net because the funds were not sufficient. So you'll assume that actually they deducted the money for lab fund, when indeed they did not deduct the money. Senator Sifuna?
Mine is a very small, curious observation. Governor, these are next year 17. When I look at the first page and the second page, there's a lot of women groups who are doing business with your county. You can count almost 20 on this page too. From Bikholwa to Rambisia to Kendelesia, I can see a lot of women groups. What is the story in Trans Nzoia? Very briefly. No, we need to learn from other people. What is the story, Governor?
What we do in Trans Nzoia is that we've tried to operationalize APO, access to government procurement opportunities, by young people, by women, and people living with disabilities. They form groups, and those groups, we give them company names. Through, of course, Huduma centers, they're given company names to trade with the county government. So once we give them the money, we also give them a tender to do. Yeah, we don't just give people money to go look for work, and then they'll come telling you we bought chicken and they all died. So we'll give you a government tender and government funds to go and do this. So just a way of empowering our people. That's why you can see all those groups there.
Okay, I think he sampled the first two pages. We don't know what appears in the other pages. But let's go to the substantive issue on how to treat this 109 so that we can give directions.
Mr. Chairman, it's actually more than 109. We're having an engagement with Lab Fund. Lab Fund is asking for 600 million.
So this disclosure is not
Lab Trust CPF, they're asking for 1.2 billion.
You have only captured 33.4 million here.
Yes.
Honorable Chair. It goes back to my question.
Senator.
Governor, you needed to be precise, and it was just a simple question. You have said after Ouko's committee was ruled by Kitale High Court that they didn't have the power except the OAG. You said you formed internal verification committee through the chair. You have talked about legible and illegible pending bills. So I wanted you to be precise. Tell us how much is legible pending bills, how much are ineligible pending bills. Because ineligible, it means you cannot pay. So why are you providing for in the budget? Of 700 million, yet you come back and you say what you are sure of is 241 million that is pending. So give us the global figure that these are eligible pending bills that I form and these are ineligible. Then tell us the story behind it, because you are shifting from 1.2 billion. You are saying you have allocated 700 million in the budget. You are saying you are sure that eligible is 241 million. So what is the story in this verification pending committee, and is it through the chair? Can you provide that report of internal verification?
Chairman, what I said was that the former Auditor General, Edward Ouko, chaired the committee on pending bills. His report was challenged in court and it was set aside. We didn't just fold our arms and sat there. We formed our own pending bills verification committee whose work is not complete.
But we are hoping it's going to end this financial year. And if it does, we shall have some money on the budget to start settling those pending bills. That's why, other than the 441 million.
Order, Governor. Senator, what's your
Chair, maybe I just wonder to how long has been this internal committee been operating?
Okay, let's allow the Governor to respond. I hope we could make very brief responses so that we can go to other issues.
Thank you very much, Chair. The Governor has delegated to me the responsibility to respond on that. The internal verification committee was set in July 2024. And part of the term of reference is actually to look at the available documentation in line with pending bills. Remember, for a bill to be eligible, it must have full documentation. So that is part of the terms of reference. Two, the committee is open even to third-party information. Honorable Chair, as we sit here, there are merchants and people who did business or provided service to the county government of Trans Nzoia who are not even within our knowledge, because when we took over office, we did not have documentary evidence to indicate this is how much they are claiming from us. So part of that, on the TOR, they also receive information because some of them even go to court, secure court decrees to have them paid. So once that is done, we now subject it to the internal verification committee to verify whether internally this debt was incurred or not. So for us to be here and indicate that actually we have a definite figure might not be at this moment, because we don't know even who is coming tomorrow to present information on claiming anything to be paid from Trans Nzoia County. Thank you, Chair.
Unfortunately, are you a member of the institute?
Yes, sir.
You are a CPA?
Member number 11966.
What is the expectation when it comes to financial assets reporting under accrual basis in this financial year?
We have to ensure we disclose.
And so you cannot tell us that you are so uncertain, because in this financial year, you must have certainty. And your responsibility must be to advise the governor that this exercise must come to an end. It cannot be bottomless, because in this financial year, you start recognizing your non-financial assets and liabilities.
True.
Are rent pending bills part of the non-financial liabilities?
They are part of it, Honorable Chair. What I am indicating is that we have a window of about 3 years to ensure full compliance. And actually that is part of what we are doing to ensure that we have verified pending bills to disclose. Chair, as you all know, you cannot just disclose a figure. You cannot be able to place a hand on it by having documentary evidence to support your disclosure.
So let's deal with what you have disclosed here.
Yeah.
Because those are now stories for the future.
Yeah.
You have disclosed that you had 109 million as statutory deductions.
Yes.
The governor disputes that. He believes it's a higher figure. But let's go with your disclosure. Where is this money in your payment plan?
We have indicated, Chair. We have a payment plan.
Where is it?
On the Annex 16, 17, and 18, we have a payment plan there.
Or for example, can you just show us the entry where you are now remitting to, because they include even contributions to the car and mortgage scheme of 20 million.
Yeah.
That was not there before devolution, so that is a present problem. They include transfers to Trans Nzoia County Receive of Revenue. I wonder how that then sits in the other pending payables. So have you demonstrated how you are paying this 109, or you are still disputing it?
No, we have demonstrated in the plan.
Where?
Chair.
Page what? Row what? Column what?
And we can be able to check through. I hope we'll have time, Chair, but allow us time
National
to verify
Treasury.
and give you.
Treasury, statutory deductions, because they are deductions that are directed by law. Do we have this luxury that the county is indulging in? That they can take whatever time they need and pay whenever they want to pay?
Thank you, Chair. In response to statutory deductions, actually they have very strict timelines on when they should be paid, and failure to pay them, they will attract penalties for the period they have remained unpaid. Regarding the pending bills, now that I am on the mic, I would advise the county government that the pending bills that they know for sure, they should disclose them. Now that we have moved from cash accounting to accrual, and the ones that they are not very sure, they should be classified as contingent liabilities, and they should also be disclosed in the financial statements.
Thank you. Maybe we can also hear from COB. COB, how do you authorize withdrawals when you have statutory deductions that have not been remitted? I know in our resolution, we didn't seem to have addressed the issue of statutory deductions. And I think we need to amend that resolution so that we give very clear directives on that, and even say that the COB should not approve further withdrawal if statutory deductions from a prior withdrawal have not been remitted. Because I think that's proper financial sense. How do you deal with that?
Before the control of budget response, I'm told there is a new system of making sure that whatever the control of budget releases in terms of payments, then there is no way of voiding. How possible is that? That if it is statutory deductions, then the statutory deductions must go where they're supposed to be. How is it?
COB?
Thank you, Chair. Now, when counties come to requisition funds, they usually requisition the gross amount. The gross amount will include all the statutory deductions. So at no point does the county requisition a net. So it is expected that counties once request for the gross amounts, that they will deduct and remit the deductions, statutory deductions, including sometimes where we have check-off loans from staff. So when a county fails to remit those deductions that have been requested, then that is an injustice even to the employees. It's
Is it an injustice or it's an offense?
It's an offense because it's
so
like
it's criminal.
You are stealing from them.
Chair. Senator Ombo.
Chair, you know, there's one thing that we seem to be forgetting. I don't know. So, if the deductions were not made in the first place, are they still valid pending bills? Because if then the position is that at some point these counties, these entities, whether municipalities or county councils, if they were paying net of the salaries, are we saying that the county is owed? Because the collection and remittance of statutory deductions, counties are acting as agents of KRA. They are collecting on behalf of KRA. So if they have not collected, is it a pending bill?
In fact, Chair, just to jog the memory of the committee, the reason why KRA was amenable to the request by this same committee to waive those penalties on late remittances was because they acknowledged that the problem is with the national government. And the question, Chair, back then was, you have a national treasury here, which is responsible for disbursement of money. It disburses money late, counties get into these problems. Then another national agency called KRA is imposing a penalty on late remittances. And that is how they were able to say, this is something we are willing to look at. This was a former CS for Treasury who was before this committee. So there is that angle that also needs to be considered, in my view.
Chair.
Reverend from the Treasury, and then Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want to put into record that the National Treasury eventually pays all the money that is due to the county government. That is by law. We have to remit all the money that is due to of the county government. So probably it's an issue of delay or the timing difference, but all in all, eventually, the National Treasury is obligated by law to pay all the money that is due to the county government. And therefore, if they did not deduct, there is no way they can say they did not deduct and that employee earned a salary. The employee earned a salary plus the statutory deductions. So as this committee make a deliberation on this matter,